विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणम्। Hare Krishna everyone, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for joining. So I'll share my screen and I'll share this verse that we are supposed to go through. Yes, this is the one. Returning to our natural consciousness. Okay, so from Srimad Bhagavatam, this is verse number 33 from chapter 8. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भक्तिनष्टके कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna everyone, Dandavat Pranam. So I just pray that whatever I say is in the parampara and it pleases everyone and it helps me in my purification. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. So Mataji has already covered yesterday. We have seen all this section is covered, and today we have to start from here, wherein we were talking about the crows and the swans, right? So okay, so yesterday we had this session. So would you like to share your views on what is the difference between the swans and the crows? Yes, please. If someone would like to share anything on this. Okay, so we'll start from here. Let's read it from here itself. Yeah, this one. The material world is the world where swans have become crows. So let's take it from here. Any literature that has no connection with God, just for the reading purpose, for the connection. Yes. Would someone like to volunteer to read this, please?
May I read, Mataji?
Yes, please, Mataji. Please read.
Any literature that has no connection with God is just like a place where crows take enjoyment. Where do crows enjoy? In the filthy place. But white swans take pleasure in nice clear water surrounded by gardens. So even among animals, there are natural divisions. The crows will not go to the crows will not go to the swans, and swans will not go to the crows. Similarly, in human society, there are men who are like crows, men who are like swans. The swan like men will come to centers of Krishna consciousness where everything is clear, where there is good philosophy, good transcendental food, good education, good intelligence, and everything good. Whereas crow like men will go to clubs, parties, naked dance shows, and so many other such things. Should I continue, Mataji? So the Krishna consciousness movement is meant for swan-like men, not for men who are like crows. But we can convert the crows into swan. That is our philosophy. Those who are crows are not swimming like swans. That is the benefit of Krishna consciousness.
Yes, please, Mataji. Please continue this paragraph.
The material world is the world where swans have become crows. In the material world, the living entity is encaged in the material body and he tries to gratify his senses in one body after another. But the re establishment of Dharma will gradually turn crows into swans. For example, a man may be illiterate and uncultured, but he can be converted into an educated, cultured man by training. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Would someone like to read further, please?
Hare
Please
Krishna
raise your
Mataji,
hand.
always.
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Please, please.
All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. This training is possible in the human form of life. I cannot train a dog to become a devotee. That is difficult. Of course, that also can be done, although I may not be powerful enough to do it. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling through the jungles of Jharikanda, the tigers, the snakes, the deer, and all the other animals became devotees. This was possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because he is God himself and can therefore do anything. But although we cannot do that, we can work in human society. Regardless of how fallen a man is, if he follows the instructions of Krishna consciousness, he can return to his original position. Of course, there are degrees of understanding, but one's original position is that one is part and parcel of God. Understanding of this position is called Brahman realization, spiritual realization, and it is this realization that Krishna himself comes to this world to re establish. Hare Krishna Mataji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I
One,
think we can read further. Yeah. Yes,
I'll
please.
continue this, Mataji. Okay.
Yes, please, Mataji.
Yeah, yeah. Lord Krishna came to this world at the request of his devotees Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudevasya Devakyam Yachito Abhyagat. Although in their former lives Vasudeva and Devaki were married, they did not have any children. They engaged themselves in severe austerities, and when Krishna came before them and asked them what they wanted, they said, "We want a son like you. That is our desire." But how is it possible for there to be another God? Krishna is God and God is one. He cannot be two. So, how could there be another God to become the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Krishna therefore said, "It is not possible to find another God, so I myself shall become your son." So, some people say that it is because Vasudeva and Devaki wanted Krishna as their son that he appeared.
Hmm.
Actually, should I continue that, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Please.
Actually, although Krishna actually comes to satisfy his devotees like Vasudeva and Devaki, when he comes, he performs other activities also. Vadhaya cha Suradvisham. The word Vadhaya means killing, and Suradvisham refers to the demons who are always envious of the devotees. Krishna comes to kill these demons. An example
Hare
of a
Krishna.
demon is okay, Hare
We'll,
Krishna.
we'll stop first. Let's see. Because the connection is, I mean, we have a connection till here. Let's cover
Okay,
this
okay,
first.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna. So, yesterday we would have seen about the crows and the swans, right? Mataji had covered yesterday that so the major difference between the crows and the swans is that the crows always gather in some places which are filthy, right? And there is a very important and a beautiful verse also from Srimad Bhagavatam, fifth chapter, from first canto, which helps us to understand that the words, basically the crows, where do they gather? They gather in the filthy places, right? So, in case if they are gathering some in some places which are filthy, this means they are interested in such stuff. So, similarly, the comparison is made with the people who are very much into the fruitive activities, right? So those who are not the Paramhansas or those who are not the Hansas, basically, they are interested in all the mundane philosophies, mundane literature. So what is this comparison now? So just imagine Srila Vyasadeva when he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam, it is full of the glories of the Lord and the glorification of his devotees. So that is why it is pure. And not only that, it helps us in our purification. How does it do the purification internally and externally? So internally, externally we are reading, right? So if what do we notice in general in this entire world? What do we notice? There are two categories of people. One is the speaker and the other is the listener. Right? Am I right? Or what do you say? Yeah. You can
Yes,
please share your views on this.
yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Do you
Mataji.
find any other category? No, right?
No.
No.
So in the morning, in one of the purports, it is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada that the day when the day starts, it starts with the birds, right? Everyone is trying to look for their fulfillment of their satisfaction, spiritual satisfaction. We are not able to do so. So, what is mundane literature providing us? It is talking about the philosophies, everything. So, but what are we looking for? Why are we getting attracted towards it? Because we are trying to look for something, and that curiosity, and no literature is able to, fulfill our curiosity. So that is the reason why we keep on changing our topics, changing the subjects. So that is also there. But you would have noticed, in case if a person is reading a newspaper in the morning, he won't read the same newspaper again in the evening, right? Do we do so? I mean, obviously we wouldn't have read it for such a long time now. But nobody is interested in reading the same thing which is already read, isn't it? It could be a story also.
We don't even read the whole paper, Mataji.
True,
Normally,
Mataji. Yes. So true, Mataji. So now just see the shift, the shift that has happened. If there is Srimad Bhagavatam, if there is a discourse that is happening, even in the morning and in the evening, we would love to be attracted towards going to the Srimad Bhagavatam sessions, right? In case if the discourse happens. And that is what is mentioned, that the discussions have to happen for Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not just the listening. So that is why the association of devotees is very much needed. So there is a complete connection in whatever Srila Prabhupada has mentioned. Because when the devotees come together, there is Shravanam and Kirtanam. So that is what, because everywhere whom do we have? We have the speaker and the listener. As I mentioned, right, that birds also, they start chirping in the morning as soon as with the rise of the sun. Even before that, it signals, it signifies that the day has started, a new day has begun. So that is what is there, if they are chirping, we are listening. So similarly, and the crows, the crows are basically interested only in the mundane topics. But the hansas, the speciality of the hansas is, what do? They extract the milk from the water, right? Similarly, the devotees, so all of the devotees who are here, actually they are swans, right? Because they have gathered. And what do the swans do? The swans, they collect, they extract the essence, the essence from the literature. And that is Srimad Bhagavatam. And when these discourses happen, the discussion happens, that is what helps us in our, the creation or the advancement in the form of self realizations. Similarly, internally, how it is happening? Internally, the Lord is sitting in our heart. Lord is sitting as Paramatma. So He is helping us in our purification. He is purifying us. And externally, we are doing it. We are trying it with the help of this various angas of bhakti, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam. So this is what is one of the activities, and that is mentioned when we say, right, that chanting, like chant, it is not possible to get that much attraction for chanting, or we are not interested in chanting, but we are doing it. But we don't understand what is the true value of chanting. It is so precious that because of the chanting only, we are getting the taste for bhakti. We are getting the taste to assemble here and gather and to perform these discussions here. So that is internally, as we are saying, the purification, how it is happening because of the japa. So we have to ensure, if it is possible, we should try to increase our rounds every Ekadashi, or on various auspicious days of our festivals. We should try to chant more rounds. We should always try to do that. And it's not just the quantity. Basically, it's the quality. In actuality, it is the quality that matters. So that is more important. So this is what we understand, and this is covered yesterday, right? Since tadvag visargo janatag viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abadhavatyapi namani anantasya yasho ankitani yat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadhavaha. So, even if they are imperfectly composed, in case if the mundane literature, it is even if it is beautifully decorated with words, like beautiful words are used, then also it has no value. It is just like the decorations of a dead body. But the supreme personality of Godhead's glorification, the literatures which are composed, which is full of the descriptions of the glories of the Lord, which are transcendental, even if they are not composed properly, right, imperfectly composed, still they are so sublime that they are really going to purify the living being. So it is capable of bringing a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. This is so true. All of us are so misdirected today. So in one of the chapters in Srimad Bhagavatam, let me see if I can show you. There are a few symptoms of Kali that has been mentioned, what kind of things are going to happen. This is from, I believe, 16th chapter, from the first canto. In details, it is mentioned when we talk about this chapter 16, how Parikshit Maharaj received the age of Kali. It is mentioned that what are the symptoms of Kali, what the Kali has done, in what ways it has impacted. That is very, very nice, actually. I
Manda,
thought of
Manda Sumanda
showing
Matayo.
this. That is from first chapter, Mataji. That is Prayan Alpayushah Sabhya. That is different one, Mataji. But here it exactly it says that the families will be distributed. The parents, the kids, the people have to, the near and dear ones, it is very difficult. They'll be separated. They have to stay away from the family. And not only that, the so-called Brahmanas would be the ones, who would be actually play a major role in deteriorating the nation. So all these details, you'll be able to find it here. I'll check that and I'll share it. That's very, so yeah, so these incidents, when these incidents were, yeah, are appearing, just give me a minute, I'll check. I wanted to show you that. Let me quickly see if I can show that to you. So significant actually with respect to this, very much significant. Okay, no worries. I'll see that later. But okay, other than this, we can talk about in the symptoms of Kali, when even when we are talking about this, when Arjuna, when he came back from Dwarka, uh, this is with respect to when Lord Krishna had disappeared. Yudhishthir Maharaj was asking him, he inquired, Yudhishthir Maharaj was inquiring Arjuna. So, and he was very much dejected, So, when he was inquiring, he inquired, like, what are the reasons why you're feeling so low? So, one of them, there were a few important questions that were asked by Yudhishthir Maharaj to Arjuna, and he says, have you the reason why I'm telling you this is that just imagine the importance of these specific activities and the qualities of people who were there during that time. The questions that were asked were, have you been improperly treated by someone? Have you improperly treated a deserving woman? Or did you fail to feed children or the elders and you had taken the meals yourself, even without asking them? Not only that, it was also asked that every person, an ideal householder during those times, it is mentioned in the purport that if a person is an ideal householder, then they were supposed to go out, and call for any stranger at least thrice, and after that only they would have taken their meals. So these are the various things, if whether you have been capable of giving the charity to the people whom you had promised, have you taken care of all the diseased people, you know because just imagine, these are the various reasons that were asked, which shows us that for a king, what are the various important duties that have to be fulfilled. So this helps us to understand this. I'll just go back to where we were. Yeah. So, and these are the pure devotees of the Lord. So just imagine the qualities that these pure devotees had. And what is Srimad Bhagavatam? How are we able to understand all these things? In a way, when we call that it is our Paro Dharma, eternal Sanatan Dharma, how do we understand what is the Dharma? Who is going to show it to us? It is the Lord who is setting an example by telling it, by showing it through the examples of his pure devotees. And that is why this description had come about Yudhishthir Maharaj, Arjuna, because all of them are pure devotees of the Lord. And our Srimad Bhagavatam is full of transcendental glories of the Lord. Because when the Lord descended, they did not take much time to think about what we should be doing next. No, they also, they enthroned Janmejay, who is Parikshit Maharaj's son. They enthroned Janmejay on the throne, they established him, and after that, they had also retired. So, retired, I mean, they had gone in one of the directions, after the Lord. So, ultimately, it is mentioned that they have reached the eternal abode of the Lord. So, this helps us to understand, like, how the life has to be lived. It's today, these days, it is like we people, the number of people who are swans is very less. And there is a very important thing that has been mentioned here. If we see, it is mentioned the material world is where swans have become crows. So do you understand from where this is coming? Every single person was a swan because they were following the eternal Sanatan Dharma earlier. So we are talking from just imagine from Dwapar Yuga, right? Because the Lord had descended, he was there, he had appeared in the Dwapar Yuga, and when he appeared, when Arjuna and Yudhishthir Maharaj was there. So all the swans, when Parikshit Maharaj was there, what did he see? He saw that there was a bull and a cow, right? And there was a person who was black Shudra, he was dressed like a king, and he was beating them. So that time he got those indications that that there is so much of Kali Yuga that is happening. Cheating was happening. People were adopting foul means of livelihood. There was hypocrisy. There were quarrel. In the families, misunderstandings. This is what we see these days also, isn't it? So what is actually happening? This is what is indicated. And until and unless we read the purports of Srila Prabhupada in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is very difficult to understand and realize what are the changes that we need to develop in ourselves. So this is what is mentioned, that what happened with time, everything declined. In the material world, the living entity is encased in a material body. So, every person, when we talk about the sense gratification, it is with respect to the material body and the gross body and the subtle intelligence, right? We are what a jiva is trying to do. He's trying to fulfill his needs. When we are saying a person is trying to fulfill his needs, it is with respect to, oh, I want to look good. Let me take care of my material body. Taking care of material body is not at all bad, but it is like it is mentioned, as long as it helps us to keep our body and soul together. We should not do anything materially at the cost of our spiritual advancement. Our spiritual uh, advancement or our spiritual progress or our sadhana, it should never get hampered. So, whatever minimal is required, that is fine. But we should know what is the borderline for us from which is really going to affect ourselves. So if something is there which is going to affect us, we should always ensure that you know we need to have a demarcation on that particular thing, that this is the minimum standard which is set, which we have to fulfill. I'll give an example. For example, if a person is in the family and if they are following the four regulative principles, they should always ensure that they are not going to eat onion garlic, whatever be the situation. Second is, if we have to complete 16 rounds of chanting, we should always ensure, yes, I am going to finish these rounds. And even if they have to go at any place, they have to ensure that these things are being fulfilled. So this is what I meant, that there is a certain minimum standard that has to be set, right? And this is going to help the crows turn back into swans. This is the need. So, and this is what is mentioned here. See, the re-establishment of dharma. So this is the re-establishment of dharma. It will gradually turn crows into swans. And what is that re-establishment of dharma? How are we trying to understand that? So we get to understand that when we talk about Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to show you that question. Yes, this is chapter 14, verse number 39 onwards. See, there are a few questions just to show you, see, 39 onwards. My brother Arjuna. So these are the inquiries which Yudhishthir Maharaj made to Arjuna when he returned back from Dwarka. So what did he mention? He says, whether your health is all right, you appear to have lost your bodily luster. Why? Because the Lord is not there. He has ended his Leela. Is this due to others, whether they have disrespected you and neglected you because you stayed for a long time at Dwarka? Did someone address you with unfriendly words or threatened you? Were you unable to give charity to those whom you promised? Did you notice these are some of the important things that are considered as the duties or the responsibilities of a king? And how are we understanding it? When we are saying here, re-establishment of dharma, what is that dharma? How are we going to understand that? It is also mentioned in the one of the purports that even if an enemy comes to our place at home, then we should always treat him as a guest only, and the guest should always be attended properly. So, and when we are attending the guest, we should always offer water. At least water should always be offered. So, see, these are the questions like, have you contacted a woman of impeachable character, or have you not properly treated a deserving women? Have you been defeated by someone who is inferior or equal to you? So, did you fail to take care of the elders and the boys who deserve to dine with you? And have you left them and taken your meals alone, right? Have you taken, you missed to feed them and you have taken your meals alone. So, what do we usually do? We would have noticed all these things are a part of our sanskar at home, right? So, you could share your thoughts on this, that until and unless the elders that are in our family they have not eaten, or we usually wait, isn't it? We usually take the meals at last just to ensure that everyone is properly attended. So do you feel that we always observe it in our, it's inbuilt in our character.
Yes,
uh, uh,
Mataji, very true.
don't we
Very
follow that?
true.
Yes, we
Yes,
follow that.
yes, Mataji.
So from where is it coming? It's coming from the shastras only, from here. So these are small things which helps us to connect the dots, like, okay, why are we following it? Because it is told to us this is the way we have to follow. We have to lead a life. And this is what is mentioned as re-establishment of dharma, and gradually turns crows into swans. So that is why it is mentioned that, how is it possible? It is possible only when the swans are there, the pure devotees of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada, and he comes and he explains it to us. He guides us, and that is when, how we are turning, when we are trying to follow his instructions, right? And how are we following the instructions? With the help of the sadhana, the sadhana bhakti that we are doing, Vedic bhakti. Like, what are the instructions which are given to us? We try to follow them, then we see there are changes in us. When we are able to improve ourselves, then only we'll be able to change others, right? So there is an important saying also, God helps those who help themselves, right? So how does the God help us then? You could share your thoughts on this. God helps those who help themselves. Yes, please. You could share anything. It's an open forum, please.
It's like if you try to work on something very hard, which you have to achieve, then
Hmm?
Krishna also, if you're a devotee, he gives you the intelligence how to get about. That's my
Yes,
understanding.
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Hari bol. That is what true. Thank you, Mataji. So, how will the Lord help? As we mentioned, no, that the Lord used the intelligence to understand things more clearly. And what happens if your family members, if they see you, that you are really determined, you are focused, and you are very serious in your endeavors, you're trying to change yourself. See, the change is always, it depends. We always try, a person tries to change for the best, for the good, not for the bad. So if the family also sees that change in you, they also appreciate it and they also consider it positively. And you are able to change the entire environment then. And this is what is happening with the help of all the pure devotees, all the Maharaj, all the exalted devotees in ISKCON. They are trying to bring a change. That is why what is mentioned, that the Srimad Bhagavatam is capable enough to bring a revolution in the life of impious people, of misdirected civilization. So that is why this training is needed, and this is the training we are having. We try to attend Mangal Aarti, and then we chant our rounds. Then we listen to our Srimad Bhagavatam discourse. There is a proper, plan which is prepared for us. So on Sundays also we go and to the temples, and then we offer sevas. And there is a feast prasadam, feast is there on a grand feast is planned on Sundays. Like, for example, tomorrow is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj's appearance day, right? So there is a fasting that has to be, fasting is there till noon. And then there is a feast, because what is there for the devotees? It is a proper honoring, isn't it? We are trying to respect our acharyas, honoring our gurus. But in return, what are we getting? How do we, you would have noticed when we do our prayers, Mahaprasade Govinde. What do we say? We say Mahaprasade Govinde. I
Sharira,
have to recite it completely.
Yes.
Sharira
Yes,
Vidya Jal,
Mahaprasade.
Jitendriya
Yes,
Tahe
Sharira
Kal,
Vidya Jal,
Jiva
Jodendriya Tahe Kal,
Yeah,
Jive
Tahe,
Phale Vishay Sagar.
yeah.
Tare Madhya Jivati,
Akinchya
Lobho
Bhai,
Mai Sudur
Loba Moh
Mati.
Sudur Labe, Take
So
Dekha
see,
Kachini Sansari.
Lobomai, our tongue is so Lobomai. So how is it possible to give control to this tongue? Through prasadam only and through chanting. So that is what we do. So in a way, everything is such nicely, created, designed for a devotee or for any living entity, that ultimately a crow can get turned back into a swan. This is what we understand from this. Yes, and yes, Srila Prabhupada, he is so much empowered that definitely he can train a dog, to become a devotee. But for a normal human being, it is not possible. And other than that, the key thing what we should understand is, for the animals, that is a bhog yoni, but ours is a karma yoni. So we cannot say that we are not going to work. Person has to work. But in case if we have to work, we should always understand we should work according to dharma, Sanatan dharma, paro dharma. What is our paro dharma? As we just saw, it is, to keep Lord Shri Krishna in the center and serve him. Because ultimately, when we are serving the Lord, we are serving everyone, because everyone is part and parcel of the Lord, right? That is the way we serve everyone. Then we understand how Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Lord Sri Krishna himself, right? He appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So why did he come in the form of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? What is the main thing which is being reflected from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leelas? What do we see?
He wanted to
Sankirtan.
see like
He
how
came to give us
Radharani, why she
Harinam
enjoys.
Sankirtan.
Sankirtan.
Like
Harinam
what is that
Sankirtan,
Sankirtan.
that
yes,
feel which I
yes.
can't enjoy?
Hari Bol, yes, Mataji. Yes, so he appeared how to, what is it that Srimati Radharani enjoys? For me, for Krishna Mata, Srimati Radharani says that what is it that she enjoys? So basically, it is like how a devotee should live his life, how the devotee should always be absorbed in the thoughts of Lord Shri Krishna. This is what we understand. So, yeah, so when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling through the jungles of Jharkhand, yes, all the animals, they left their animosity. They were enemies, Obviously, they are in the cycle, in the species of, these are the various species, and so they also follow a different biological cycle is there. But still, all of them, and they were also dancing when the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra was happening. It is possible because Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is God himself. So, yeah, so this is what we understand. And regardless of how fallen a man is, if he follows the instructions of the Lord, he can return to his original position. Yeah. And what are the instructions of the Lord? As we just saw, they are uh, presented to us in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, and yeah, different people, they have different understanding, right? So, with respect to their understanding, there are different stages. So, according to their realizations, there is Brahman realization. Understanding of this position is called Brahman realization. Okay. So, when we talk about the Brahman realization, it is the first level, right? When we understand, oh, we are part and parcel of the Lord. But what is Bhagwan realization? Bhagwan realization is that we are part and parcel of the Lord, and we are eternal servitors of the Lord, and we have to serve the Lord. It is our eternal constitutional position that Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnera Nityadasa. That is our Swarupa Siddhi, no? So this is what we understand. Yeah, and then we understand that, okay, so Lord Krishna, there are different reasons. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, what are the various reasons that Lord Krishna appears in every millennium, millennium after millennium? Yes, please. Please share your thoughts.
To protect the devotees and also to annihilate the miscreants.
Yes, to protect the devotees, to annihilate the miscreants. So
And to
what are the
re-establish Dharma, Mataji.
to
And to
establish dharma,
re-establish.
to reestablish dharma? Yes, Mataji, very true. So when we say to reestablish dharma, so he appears in different in different millenniums in different ways. Like when he appeared once in the form of Matsya avatar, that was when the Vedas have to be saved, right? Then he appeared once in the form of Varahadev when the Mother Earth had to be protected, right? So this way we understand he appears in different forms to
Forms.
fulfill the different missions of the Lord. Yeah, once he appeared as Lord Buddha also. Yeah, so this is one reason to reestablish dharma, to protect the devotees. The main internal reason is basically because he wishes to reciprocate his love with the devotees. So that is another reason. So that is also there, and not only that. Uh, uh, when we talk about the reciprocation in the different millenniums, Lord Krishna's for to have Lord Krishna as their son, there have been a few people or sages, the pure devotees of the Lord, who have been praying to the Lord. So Vasudev and Devaki, they are eternal devotees of the Lord. So they also prayed, they prayed to the Lord to appear as their son. They had this desire. They wanted someone just like the Lord. But the Lord is only one. So the Lord himself had to appear as their son. So because their desire was, we want a son like you. There could be no one like the Lord, right? That is why he had to appear. Before that, in Satyuga, the Lord appeared as the son of Prishni and Sutapa. Okay, so Prishni is the mother's name. Sutapa is father's name. They perform severe austerities, and so the Lord appeared as their son, known as Prishni Garbha. Garbha is mother. That way. So Prishni Garbha. So the Lord appeared as their son. Later, he appeared as the son of Kashyap Muni and Aditi. So, what is the incarnation? Do you know the name of the incarnation? When the Lord appeared as the son of Aditi and Kashyap Muni, it is Vaman Dev.
Wow.
So, yeah, Vaman Dev. And then later he appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki. But they are the biological parents. But foster father is Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. Because the Lord wanted to have the exchange, the reciprocation of the Vatsalya Bhava with them, right? That is why he appeared. He went there, and he's famously known as the son of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. And when we talk about this in Mother Aditi and Kashyap Muni, actually, if you would go through Canto 8, so it helps us to understand. There is a prayer, and it talks about the appearance of Lord Vaman Dev. No, so when with Bali Maharaj, when he fought the demigods, he had lost the battle and he died in the battle. But Shukracharya gave him life, so Bali Maharaj, he regained his life. When he regained his life, he felt very happy and he was so dedicated to his guru. He became very much dedicated to his guru, and and the Brahmanas who were there, seeing the way he has been following every single instruction of the Shukracharya and the Brahmanas, they performed a yagna for him, and from the yagya, from the sacrifice, he appeared so many, weapons. Again, he went back to have a fight with, he had a battle with Indradev. And this time, Indradev, he went to, they became very afraid, all the demigods, they were very afraid. And so they went to Brihaspati, their guru, right? And he advised Guru Brihaspati, he advised all the demigods that for time being, you should go in, you hide, just become invisible and hide, because that is the only option available to you. And you pray to the Lord, because the Lord's Supreme Personality of Godhead, he can only help you. So now when they were hiding, they were into invisible mode. Mother Aditi, she is the mother of all the Devatas, right? And Diti is the mother of all the demons, and both of them are sisters. So now Mother Aditi, she was very much sad. She was disturbed. So when Kashyap Muni, he came back from the tapasya. He saw he saw that she is not happy. Then he inquired. Then she said, I want, please tell me what can I do, because I want to think something good for my sons, because they are into hiding. And what can I really try to do, so that they can always be stay happy and peaceful, isn't it? So he suggested them that you should do Payovrita process of worship. This is the name of, there is a vrata which is very strict, and there are certain things that had to be performed in this vrata. She fulfilled that. And this Payovrata process was done for Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. And when this was done, the Lord became very happy. And that is when he agreed that, okay, I will appear as your son. And the Lord appeared as Upendra, Vaman Deva, dwarf incarnation. So if you are interested, please go through this canto 8. You will find it's all the cantos, and it's very beautiful, because it basically tells you, the glories or the glorification of the Lord, how the pure devotees and the different devotees of the Lord have been always looking toward, they were only looking up to the Lord only as their only surrender, as their only protector. So their surrender was only onto the Lord only. That is what is the beauty of this Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is why it is Parodharma. So this is what we understand. And yeah, then he appears. Everyone is aware of it, right? That Lord Vaman Dev, he begs charity from Bali Maharaj. So then the details are there in the various chapters. There are various verses, but I just wanted to share this important story from where this story of Vaman Dev appearance is coming. That is like from Aditi and Kashyap Muni. Yeah, so this is what we understand. So that is why it is mentioned that although the Lord appears, he comes to satisfy his devotees like Vasudeva and Devaki. And when he comes, he performs other activities also. Vadhaya chasur dvisham. So Vadhaya means killing. This is also we have seen, right? Vinashaya cha dushkritam, right? So Krishna, Lord Krishna, he comes to kill these demons. Yeah. An example of a demon is Hiranyakashipu. So gold and soft bed. This is the meaning of Hiranya and Kashipu. Hiranya is gold and Hiranyakashipu. The meaning is gold and soft bed. So we have seen this. Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee, but his father Hiranyakashipu, he was so envious that he was prepared to kill his own son. Although the little boy's only fault was that he was chanting Hare Krishna. This is the nature of demons. Jesus Christ also was killed by Suradvisham, those who were envious of him. What was his fault? His only fault was that he was preaching about God. Yet he had so many enemies who cruelly crucified him. Therefore, Krishna comes to kill such Suradvisham. So, what do we see here? Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee, A few important things that we could identify from this. First is, it's not necessary that the Lord is only, is only going to favor the devatas or the demigods. No, we have seen this is an example that Prahlad Maharaj, he was born into a family, in the family of demons, but he was a devotee of the Lord. He was a pure devotee of the Lord. So much so that, the Lord was like, Prahlad Maharaj was sitting in his lap, isn't it? During the during the Narsimhadev, Sri Narsimhadev incarnation. And what do we say? It is also mentioned by the Lord that whenever anybody is going to worship me, then Prahlad Maharaj will also be worshipped. Isn't it? That is what we do in the Narsimhadev Aarti. Have you noticed that? What do we say? Yes, please. Jai Narsimha Dev, Jai Prahlad Maharaj. We always say that, isn't it? So it is mentioned. It was
Yes,
declared by
yes,
the Lord.
Mataji.
Yes, yes, Mataji. So, and we always see if there is any of the, Arch Vigraha of Sri Narsimha Dev, Prahlad Maharaj will always be there. That is also there. So this is what we notice. And he is a pure devotee. And one of the qualities of a devotee is they are always para dukkha dukhi. They cannot see anyone, being troubled. They cannot see anyone who is devoid of the name of the Lord. They always want to give this, love of God. And that is what is the important thing. Yes, so when we are talking about the love of the God, the most important thing that we see in the in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the difference in Lord Sri Krishna, that Lord Sri Krishna, he does not give prema easily, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the merciful incarnation. So he has come here, he appeared here to deliver us and to give that Krishna prema. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityanand Prabhu, they came to deliver all the fallen souls because this is Kali Yuga. They made the process made so easy that just by chanting the name of the Lord, the person can be delivered. So what else can, the fallen conditioned souls could ask for? So this is, and that is why it is mentioned. What is the nature of the demons? Demons, they always want to, they want to complain, they want to criticize others, they want to show others down. These are
Fight,
the
fight and show
fault
their
finding.
power. Yeah, they
Yes,
dominate.
exactly. True, Mataji. So they are fault finding. All these are the natures of the demon. So best thing what we should do, because people have these tendencies. Why? Because this is Kali Yuga. Isn't it? So prayan alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana mandha sumanda matayo manda bhagya hai upadritaha. They are always disturbed. So when they are disturbed, they also like to disturb others. That is their nature, not the inbuilt nature, but this is the way it has become because of the uh, you know, tendency of being the enjoyer from life after life. So this is the tendency that has to be changed. And this is the reason why they are known as Suradvisham, because they are envious, they envy. And because of the envy, only all the jivas have come here, because they envied God. They wanted to take the place of God. It was mentioned by His Grace Anandi Prabhuji in one of the classes in Srimad Bhagavatam in the morning lectures that everyone wants to be a Narayana. That is the problem. So this is what we should understand. But what Prahlad Maharaj was doing, he is a devotee and he was preaching about God. A very important and a beautiful verse is there which tells about us about the qualities of a devotee. So what are the qualities? Tiraskrita viprilabdha shantah shakta hata apihi Maitreyastu sar, yeah, I think Tiraskrita Viprilabdha Shanta Shapta Hata Api. What do they usually do? Yeah, that is like Nasya Prati Nasya Tat Prati Kurvanti. Let me open it for you. SP. This is from the 18th chapter, verse number 48. Yeah, Nasya Prati Kurvanti. They will never retaliate. They'll never counteract. Yeah, tad bhakta prabhavo apihi. So even if they are defamed, tiraskrita, vipralabdha, even if they're cheated, shapta, even if they are cursed, shipta is if they are disturbed or neglected, hata is killed. So did you notice this? These are the qualities of a devotee. Whatever is done to them, they will never retaliate. And this is their power. Prabhavatad bhaktaha prabhavo apihi. The devotees of the Lord are so forbearing that even though they are defamed, cheated, cursed, disturbed, neglected, or even killed, they are never inclined to avenge themselves. In case if you would have read Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrit, you would have noticed this, right? Or otherwise also you would have heard about it when the construction of the temple in Mumbai was happening. There were so many calamities. I mean, difficulties were being caused to the devotees, and the devotees were so innocent, that they were just standing it. Even the Matajis, Prabhujis and Matajis, they were just trying to avoid that the people and the machines, they came to deconstruct the entire site, we just got up in the morning. So, what are the various difficulties that happen with the devotees? It shows that how forbearing the devotees are, how much forbearing the devotees are. That even if they are being disturbed, neglected, cheated, and they were cheated, isn't it? They were cheated by one of the persons who had agreed, who had provided that particular place land, and then he wanted to acquire it. It was an illegal this thing, because from his end, from that person's end, because he was trying to cheat everyone, Srila Prabhupada. He was trying to cheat Srila Prabhupada and all the devotees. So this is what is mentioned here. So beautiful. This is a very beautiful verse. Chapter number, yeah, you can, in case if you wish to. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 18, verse number 48. Yes, thank you. I think, yeah, we don't have time. We'll stop here. If we have any questions, we can take that. Vancha kalpatarubhyaśya kripa sindhubhya eva patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo ki jai Shri. Thank God, Premanande, Hari Hari. Thank you, everyone. Hari
Thank you,
Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Mataji.
Please share your realizations, any corrections, anything. Please forgive me if I made any mistakes. Thank you so much. Hari Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you, everyone. I wanted to share that, I'll just see what is the chapter name. I don't remember that there are. Please read those purports. Very, very nice purports. Very beautiful and so relevant. Whatever Srila Prabhupada has mentioned in the purports, which talks about the symptoms of Kali Yuga. I'll share that. I'll share the link. Yeah.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Pranam, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Sadar Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat.